Hello everyone, my name is Hector Mendoza. In this video, I want to show you how to separate multiple sentences or words in a row, flip it into a column, remove all the duplicates, then separate, like for instance, different data sources. Let me hit all here. For instance, let's say if you had some TWIA and some FTPA endorsements that you wanted to compare to each other, which ones are being used with each one of the endorsements. Okay, so let's get to it, and I'm going to try to go slow, but but I don't want to take a long time, so I will have to do it a little fast. So this is what I do. See, I have a lot of endorsements on each row. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to first I need to go in here and separate my TWIAs from my FTPAs. So the first thing I'm going to do is my FTPAs. So I'm using a filter to remove all the TWIAs out of there. I'm going to select the data, hit Control C. I'm going to create in to create a new Excel document. I'm going to hit Control V to replace it. I'm going to go to Data. I'm going to go in and use this thing called text to columns. I'm going to separate each one of those different endorsements into columns. So I'm going to hit next, and during the process I want to remove the commas, spaces, and there's this thing, it's called a close bracket that's in one of these files that I'm going to use. So I'm going to remove all of them while uh, I'm going to put it into one column. So I'm going to hit next. I'm going to hit finish. What this did was it separated all my endorsements. Okay. Now I'm going to select them. I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to go to Word and create a new document. Unfortunately, I have to do this because I know there's probably a way to do what I'm about to do in Word, but this is the only way I know how to do it. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to use this thing called Keep Text Only. While I have this document open, I'm going to hit Control H. It's just to find and replace. And I'll remove this stuff so I can show you what I'm doing. So I want to find every tab character in this document, and I want to replace it with a return. It's called a paragraph mark. I'm going to hit replace all. Everywhere there was a tabulation, it uh, it put it into another sentence. I'm going to hit Control A. I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to go back to my Excel file. I don't need that part no more, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. While I have this Excel file, I'm going to hit Control V. While I have the text loaded, I'm going to go to my data. I am going to remove duplicates. So all I got to do is click here and just hit OK. There is an extra space in between this column here, the rows. So I'm going to remove that. So all I just got to do is remove it. Now, these particular endorsements were my FTPAs, right? So I'm going to hit FTPA, and I'm just going to duplicate this one word, select everything, and I'm going to change it to red text, and voila, I'm just going to flush it to the left. Let's take care of my FTPAs. I'm going to go back to Excel. Uh, this time, I'm going to do all my TWIAs, right? So let's go to TWIA, oops, and hit OK. Now, all these are TWIAs, so I'm going to select all the endorsements, hit Control C. I'm going to go back to that Excel file that I was in. I'm going to click here and paste it, which is Control V. While I have it selected, I'm going to go to data. I'm going to go to text to columns. I'm going to hit next. It remembered everything we did earlier. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to hit finish. Now I'm going to select all of this data. I'm going to hit Control C, go to Word, select everything, delete it because I don't need the previous one. I'm going to right click. I'm going to paste it using the same kind of paste. I'm going to hit Control H to find. It's going to it remembered everything that I did earlier. My find and replace. I'm going to hit replace all. Now I'm going to hit Control A, Control A, Control C, go back into my Excel file. I don't need that no more, so I'm going to go home. I'm going to delete. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to hit Control V. While I have everything in my selection, I'm going to go to Data. I'm going to remove the duplicates. I'm going to hit OK. Move that extra blank space. I'm going to select all of this. No, first, before I do that, I'm going to make sure I put TWIA. All these are TWIA forms. Okay. While I have those selected, I'm going to go ahead and change the color to blue. That way I can tell the difference between these two forms. Okay. Now, while I have that selected, I'm going to hit Control C, paste it right on the next line. Actually, I could have hit Control X, but anyway. Now, I'm going to go ahead and flush everything to the left so it looks uniform, no big deal. And okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do data, sort by, if I click here, I can select my column A, hit OK. Now what I want to do is I want to separate anything that's a duplicate, or if it's not, even if it's not a duplicate. So I'm going to click here, hold my control key, and I need a separation there, 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 there. All those are the same. There, and I'm just gonna right click, insert. That puts a separation in between. So guys, now, see, now I know, which I've already have. I got all these things memorized, but this is how I taught myself to memorize the most important uh, uh, forms for TWIA and FTPA. If you're in insurance and you've done TWIA, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, like when I'm looking at this, everything looks pretty. I know everything. There's 220. I can't remember too much on the 220. I remember all the rest of them. So now I have this form that I created. Okay, so if I go into my 220, here it is right here. It's the automatic adjusting built-in cost endorsement. Now, if I want further to see what that is, I can go into my samples, policies, and endorsements. Click here. Oh, I have it already open. So let me see where it's at. That policy. So I got too many Word documents here. Let me go in here and figure out where. Close that. Save. Okay, here it is right here. So if I go to my 220, I can go in here and open up that. Right now, for some reason, I'm having a problem. Let me close out of here. Let me open up my me a second here, and let me open up my forms and samples. And from here, I should be able to go to my 220. But anyway, I I'll figure out what's going on with that document that I have. But this is how I separated all my endorsements so that I can memorize them. I hope this was useful to you. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Hope you become a subscriber one of these days. And I got a lot of cool stuff I teach. Thank you for watching my videos. And again, my name is Hector Mendoza.